yesterday. Page 88. Through the lack of understanding, you might have depolarized yourself and your partner into a relationship that seems natural, but actually isn't only about 10% of couples, or actually the neutral or balanced type in their true essence. Another 10% of couples are made up of a feminine man and a masculine woman. But if you are like 80% of couples, you have a masculine sexual essence and your woman has a feminine one. That is, her feminine way frustrates you, drives you crazy, inspires you, or turns you on. More often than she is simply your sexually neutral buddy. The false neutralization or depolarization of relationships is one of the main reasons that couples break up. The rejuvenative charge of sexual loving becomes weak when all the things that irritate you and your partner remain just as strong as ever. The secret is not to try to change your woman's irritating feminine ways, but to help cultivate the depth and rejuvenation power of her feminine blessings. If you are like most men, you have probably minimized your appreciation of the full spectrum of your woman's feminine energy by numbing yourself to the aspects that most irritate you. For instance, she doesn't drive you crazy anymore because you've learned not to take her too seriously. Perhaps you have learned to seem attentive while not really listening to her endless chat. Or maybe you have learned to give her a daily dose of affection as a way to spill her ongoing need for more intimate time than you really want to spend with her. This is the wrong approach. The feminine is an infinite source of love, inspiration, and power, both physically and spiritually. Feminine women are connected with the elements of nature in ways that more masculine people, such as yourself, usually aren't. Feminine women may seem wild, untrustable, or even irresponsible from a man's perspective, but such women are simply free of the masculine need to live in a world governed by reason and control. Feminine women are free to to feel flows of natural livingness that you are unable to feel. They are free to be moved by currents of energy of which most men are unaware. They are free to allow their bodies to be transparent to the flow of their hearts, uncontrolled and undirected by goals and structure. The feminine body is free to be moved by love and by life itself. And this is highly valued by most men. To behold a woman free of her expression of bodily ecstasy is one of the most awesome visions most men have had. Men will even pay to watch a woman's body express ecstasy, even if she's only faking it, like in porn movie or in a secular culture. Most men are only familiar with sexual ecstasy, and so it is the form of free bodily expression that men pay to see in movies, on the stage, and in the private rooms around the world. However, in cultures that admit a greater degree of spiritual revelation, women's bodies are viewed with the same masculine awe, but for a different kind of expression, not merely for their capacity to express sexual ecstasy in a way that is foreign and unbelievable attractive, but also for their capacity to express sexual ecstasy. Temple dancers in India, for instance, are traditionally feminine women trained from an early age to combine skill and heartful devotion in a style of dance which frees their bodies to be moved by divine force, bringing tears to many men's eyes and openness to their hearts. A man who is at home will have feminine essence, is at home with energy, be it sexual or spiritual. For such a woman, there is no disconnection between sex and spirit. Her sexual surrender, if she is with a worthy man, is the same as her devotional or spiritual surrender. She opens from head to toe, receiving divine love force deep throughout her body, so that she's rippled, arched, and unbiased, balanced flow. More masculine or neutral women are less likely to allow such freedom or bodily expression. Yet, it is the woman's expression of this kind of ecstasy that invites a masculine man to leave his heady world of thoughts and goals and celebrate the moment in the flesh, through the heart, whether in a strip joint or a sacred temple. Men have been attracted for thousands of years to witness the feminine embodiment of ecstasy. Women are literally worshipped in such occasions. Men shout their praises to the goddess, dancing before them in ways they would never do in public. The fullest of such occasions is completely sexual and completely spiritual at the same time. Men leave such an event transformed and inspired by the blessing power of free feminine embodiment. This is one of the unique gifts of the feminine form of woman. This is what you get in a woman with a feminine sexual essence. A woman who is all over the place emotionally. A woman whom you can depend on to change her mind. A woman who is much more sensitive than you are to the flow of subtle energies in your relationship. A woman who brings you delight and awe in the ecstasy, both sexual and spiritual, that her body expresses so freely and beautifully. It is an all one package. You can't have a woman who is always logically consistent, reasonable, and on time, and who also fits your heart and flesh with energy instantly and throughout the day, where her body expresses love and ecstasy. She can animate reasonable masculine energy when she wants, but if she has a feminine core, much of the time she will want to dance in wrathful anger or enchanting joy, beyond the need for reason. So choose a woman who is complementary opposite, which for most men means a more feminine woman. It is only a feminine woman who can give the gifts that you, as a masculine man, need. Along with these gifts, however, come the relative chaos and emotional weather, storms that most men dread. Realize these are aspects of the same energy that turned you on. In fact, you can learn to be turned on by the dance of her anger as much as by her slinky purr. This capacity is one of your gifts to her. You can learn to stand free and strong no matter what emotion she displays. You won't leave, turn away, or disassociate in disgust. You can meet her enormous energy and stand full, loving her through the storm, embracing her complete feminine power, dark and light. You will only be happy in intimacy if you choose a woman who is your sexual receptacle as a partner, and you will only be able to survive such an intimacy if her dark and light sides are equally embraceable to you. It takes time to develop such skill and strength, but in doing so, you learn to provide your woman, as well as the world, with a man whose gifts are uncompromised by fear of feminine power and chaos. Chapter 25. Know what is important in your woman. The feminine is the force of life. The more masculine a man is, the more his woman's feminine energy, as opposed to other qualities, will be important to him. If you are looking for a woman, business partner, you probably want certain qualities in her, such as financial acumen, dependability, and the capacity to persist in the face of difficulties in order to achieve a goal. If you are looking for a woman, friend, you probably want honesty, compassion, humor, and respect. If you are looking for a concert, you probably want a woman who freely embodies and expresses feminine energy and love. The more you seek a woman who gives you everything, the less you get of anything. Business skills are for the most part masculine skills in both men and women. Friendship in itself is a neutral, non-sexual matter, and sexual passion requires a clear polarity between your masculine core and your woman's feminine energy. When you don't prioritize the purpose of your relationship, these different energies often cancel each other out, and you are left with a sexually neutralized alliance. You can share many aspects of intimacy, business, friendship, parenting, and sexual passion only if you choose a single polarity or priority to the relationship and allow all the other activities to align themselves around your main purpose for being together. If you aren't clear about what's important, though, each aspect will conflict with the others. She will want affection when you want to get business done. She will want to talk about her day when you want to have X. You will both end up compromising your true desires, and your relationship will be reduced to a functional but mediocre partnership. Over time, sexual polarity and attraction will diminish. You will begin eyeing other women as sources of rejuvenation, feminine delight, the same delight you have smeared out in your intimacy by aligning your woman to be everything for you, all blurred together. Your business partner, one movement, your friend, another movement, a mother, this moment, and your lover, the next. Eventually, a deeper gift that brought you together to begin with become lost in the ambiguity of your relationship. In other times and cultures, you might have had multiple intimate partners, each fulfilling a different purpose, each partner contributing different skills, functions, and sexual energies to the whole. In our modern world, however, it is much an option. For social and psychological reasons, most men and women of today want to limit their intimate scope to one committed partner at a time. Although, if you are like most men, you certainly entertain the notion of multiple wives, or at least a mistress or two, each fulfilling a different purpose, because you expect your intimate relationship to serve so many purposes. It begins to veer toward the you by constantly talking about finances, work, household, and children. You turn your woman into a neutral companion. You become so familiar with each other that the mystery of sexual enchantment becomes standardized into the ritual mechanics of kiss, stroke, lick, pump, spurt, and snore. You begin to long the depth of desire you once felt with your woman. Domestically replaces mystery, and talk replaces tumble. Yet, if you have a strong masculine sexual essence, you will need frequent refreshment by the power of strong feminine energy, or else you will begin to feel weary and burdened by life. You may seek the rejuvenation, feminine energy, in a few beers, a few rounds of golf, or a few girly magazines, or perhaps you favor long massages on the walks on the beach. Although these and many other means can temporarily relax you and put a smile on your face, few of them can arouse you as deeply in heart and body as an uncompromised force of feminine sexuality offered by a radiant woman in love. You are the only one who could decide what is important to you in your relationship. You are the only one who can clarify for yourself what the purpose of your intimacy is. If you decide, however, that the purpose of your intimacy is the passionate transmission of love, the healing of sexual energy, and the cultivation of heart, through your sexual commitment to spiritual awakening, then be careful. Don't force your woman to be your on-call accountant. Don't expect her to always help you with your financial problems, like a career consultant. Don't emphasize the daily chores while discrediting the bodily transmission of love for days and days. Don't squash the fullness of your feminine energy into merely functional roles. Your woman has the capacity to awaken your heart and fill your body with life. You, however, must give her the opportunity as well as the fullness of your masculine transmission of love. If you want your woman to be your spiritual and sexual consult, not just your housemate, you must sexually and skillfully maintain your household and livelihoods so that the potency of your union is not diminished. She could be the mother of your children as well as your business partner, as long as these functions do not cut into the primacy of your purpose to serve one another's enlightenment through your unwavering commitment to love and shall live in one another's core by the bodily transmission of love via sexual polarity. When these two aspects of your love and spiritual awakening and sexual transmission become diminished by your daily duties, you will both begin to seek elsewhere for daily refreshment and fulfillment. You will seek energy in the form of a six-pack or a mistress. Your woman will seek masculine direction in the form of social cause or a masculine style career. Your relationship will become relegated to a well-meaning partnership of domestic duty. This means buy exactly what you want, or it may not be. In any case, you must know what is important for you, what is the purpose of your intimacy, and align all other activities around those central polarity and priority. If you want your intimacy to maintain and increase its potency for both of you. So thank you for your time. We're going to stop at chapter 26. You will often want more than one woman. Page 96. We're going to stop right there. Make sure y'all like, follow, share, subscribe, all that. Thank y'all for y'all time. Enjoy y'all Tuesday and the rest of y'all week. We global.